Still on justice for MOHBAD. Justice for MOHBAD. Your ears will be filled. Your ears will be filled up. This week, in fact, there are some promises that have been made by certain individuals out there who are saying, if you guys dare us, if you think that we are not saying the truth, or if you are daring us, always saying, show us proof, we will drop it so that you can be satisfied. Now, I've said it countless times that there are certain information that has been kept, either about the character of MOHBAD's father or about the justice itself concerning the demise of MOHBAD, about DNA. There are information that people have on their hands. For certain reasons, they kept it. Could it be for financial reasons, to extort? Could it be that they are afraid because maybe one or two people know the information is with them? 3, could it be that they just do not want you to be discouraged? Well, the journey so far has been a rough one. It has not been easy. It is not a joke. Most of the times, I am kind of compelled to say to everyone to applaud themselves. Like, we need to applaud ourselves. We need to pat each other at the back. Because, come on, a lot of people have put so much to this. They've put so much to it. It has cost them so much. Some have even lost their job due to their late night and at times just wanting to catch up with the latest on justice. And they are at work. Many in the diaspora. Justice for MOHBAD has been kept alive by people in the diaspora. Well, be prepared. Watch out, because this is going to be explosive. This is going to be explosive. You'll be hearing clearly. This does not need any translation. It is clear as clarity can never be. This is for our international audience to catch up with the latest on justice for MOHBAD and to know what is at stake right now. So many, it's like voice note is sort of tumbling out like when the sea is raging. That is what it is. And I like it. It helps to bring about purity and sanity. It is more of cleansing the bad blood. And with this, the truth is revealed. Like, share, tap on the subscribe button. Ladies and gentlemen, tap on the subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell if you have not done so. Thanks to the returning subscribers and those that have been subscribed. Thank you a lot for being here. And special thanks to those that have tapped on the thanks button, the one with the love icon, $ sign in the middle of it. May God bless you. May God replenish your pocket. Make your pocket never run dry. If you're for justice and you're with us here, tap on that button that says thanks. Let us get right into it. It is deep.
A lot of questions in this fight. The DNA will bring back the police, will make the police to go back to work and do further investigations. The DNA will take away the dark cloud over the head of that little boy. It will clear it. And all of this burden will come off of the head of that boy. The DNA will actually settle a lot of things in this matter. So it is very important. As Baba now champion that cause, let us pray for him for wisdom, understanding in putting together all the necessary logistics to get this done, eventually. So, and also we know there are other cases that are out there, that is related to this matter. One of which is the judicial review of the sham and disgraceful report as given by Shotobi. We also know that the criminal case is there, of which the DPP said in their own very shallow wisdom, thinks that it is only the nurse and spending that should answer for what happened in that house that night. That case is there. We should not also forget that Baba has a pending petition against the person, the individual who embalmed his son without his knowledge, without his, approval. The case is still there. And also we should not forget that the appeal, against the DPP's decision, that appeal is also still there. So there are so many things that is going on around this case. The police and the authorities, we know them. We know what they are trying to do. They are trying to frustrate Aloba. They are trying to frustrate the public. They are trying to frustrate well-meaning Nigerians so that we will all back out and go home. But no, we are here. And that's why we must always keep all of these issues into perspective, continue to bring them into the consciousness of the public so that they won't be able to bury it. So let us keep Aloba in prayers. Let us keep those who has been fighting for this cause genuinely and wholeheartedly. Example, the critical thinkers. The issues that they brought forth, which is everybody in that house, everybody who was there in that house on September 11th, everybody who was there when those 3 boys ran out to go and meet the driver at 3 a.m. Every one of them, Adura, Umi, Iyatunde, DJ Bami, Spending, all of these people, OG, all of them, they need to answer. They need to be charged to court. They need to be brought before the court of law and let them come and say what they saw and why they decided to sit down and wait until the 12th of September for a nurse who was outside of Nigeria. Let us continue to talk about it. Let us continue to speak to those. Let us continue to call out the Nigerian police. Let us continue to bring them out, to call them out and ask them, show them their lapses. Let them see where they dropped the ball, where they failed woefully. Where they failed woefully. We will continue to call them out. Because have they done their job? Have they done the right thing? Have they followed their operating standard? Where we are today, we will not be here. This matter will have been over long time ago. We will continue to emphasize that the nurse and her lawyer went to the police station to present themselves. The police did not do anything. They sent them away. We will continue to remind the public and the authorities that when Baba even took the body to the police station, they did nothing. They did nothing. They sent the man away. When they were supposed to have gone to the house and cordon off the house and label it a crime scene, prevent anyone from going into the house, they didn't do it. They didn't do it. They left the whole scene to everybody, all Tom, Dick, and Harry to go in and do whatever they want to do. Yomi Fabi organized some rascals, calling them police officer, lying to the public that he got a court order to visit the crime scene. And he went to the house. And police, you sat there, you were looking, you didn't say anything. To this day, Yomi lied to the public that there was a warrant of arrest for Wunmi. Police, you kept quiet. You said nothing. You said nothing. One of your rank, one of your officers told Baba MOHBAD, forget about it. What has happened. Go home and settle your matter. It is not today that husband and wife fight. That's what one of your officers said, Nigerian Police, Lagos State Chapter. That's it. You told us that MOHBAD bled profusely. Profusely. You didn't show us any evidence. You didn't show us any rag that you used that was used to clean the profuse bleeding. Not one single evidence of that. That's what you told us. You said he bled profusely. You didn't tell us where he bled. And these are your failures. Upon failures, as you kept on fumbling upon fumbling, stumbling and falling down, dropping the ball. That's what has made this case to be like this. You fail to address the real matter. Baba Mohbad said, "Ali look mommy. Timashe DNA, I will know who did it. Ali look mommy." And one king somewhere jump up. The man didn't mention his name. One king jumped up and said he was petitioned. He petitioned Baba Mohbad. And you police, you took that seriously. You see how shameful and very disgusting you guys are. Baba said, "Ali look mommy." And the king jumped up, wrote a petition, and you guys, up in arms, you invited the man and was almost going to detain the man. What kind of a police department is that? Meanwhile, this same man wrote a petition to you guys saying, "The person who embalmed my son needs to answer. You have done nothing up to this day. Up to this day that we speak, you have done nothing. You have done nothing." The driver said, "They called me 9 a.m. They called me around midday and told me that the boy was gone." You have not given any thought about finding out who called the driver. Can we see the call log? Who called the driver? You've not taken that into consideration. You don't think that should be part of your investigation? You don't think that should be part of your investigation as to who called the driver? Nigerian police, you cannot get away with in this case of Mohbad. Everything circles back to your table. Everything circles back onto you. Everything circles back to you. To you. If any man, any police officer, if any man is going along Lagos Ibadan Expressway, I've always said it, and police were doing stop and search, and they found your hair in your bag. Even if you tell them, "This hair is my hair, I just came out from a barber shop," they will not let you go. Now, not to talk of a man bringing a full body of his son to your police station and you told him to go away. You told him to go away. You have no time with him. What kind of a serious police department will do that? And back to the DNA. With all the things that we have heard, what Mohbad said, what Abu Ebel said, what Baba said, what Karamo said, what the driver said, what Prime Boy said in the car, you still don't think that you should have embarked on a DNA from the beginning of your investigation? What Wunmi said in court, that the reason why this man doesn't like me anymore was because the placenta of the boy, I did not give it to him. That put question to the paternity of the boy automatically. She said it. And all of these statements are enough for you to have done this DNA, even before it comes out to public. That you want to eliminate the possibility that maybe the real father had a hand or kind of engineered what happened in that house. You should have done it. But because of your failure, Aloba has taken up that responsibility, doing your job for you. Abu Ebel said, "Oti jewo fún mi." Any serious police department would have called Abu Ebel, would have called and said, "Clarify, Oti jewo fún mi. She has told me who is the real father of the child. She has told me. She has confessed to me. She has opened up to me." Karamo said, "Mumi gbomolo folomo." take this child to the real father. That's what Karamo said, an insider. The sister told me, follow more. That's profound. It's a profound statement. A statement of knowledge, understanding. Follow more. Take that child, go and give it to the rightful father. That's what Karamo said. Police, and you heard this, and you have done nothing. When the driver said that one of the reasons they were fighting, why she was harassing MOHBAD, why she was assaulting MOHBAD, why she was fighting MOHBAD, even while they purport that MOHBAD was bleeding, while Wunmi was assaulting him, was bullying him in the car, what she was saying was that you want to disgrace me and my son. You want to bring shame upon me and my son. That's what Wunmi was saying. The driver said it before the court of law. That is enough for you guys to say, no, the DNA is very pivotal to this investigation. Iya MOHBAD, the mother of MOHBAD, said she found a strange man in MOHBAD's bed with Wunmi. She said it. How does that not strike at DNA? Baba said, Alilopo mommy. When you connect all of these statements, including Prime Boy, who said, man, this is not the kind of things you talk in public. This is a family bedroom matter that should be between the two of you. Gbomolo folomo. Alilopo mommy. Oti jewo fún mi. All of this should have propelled you, the Nigerian police, Lagos State Chapter, to do the needful and not ask Aloba or leave your job and your responsibility for Aloba to do. And so, as we continue on this matter, we must never lose sight of the sloppiness and the tardiness of the Nigerian police in this matter. When we talk about it, to, fro, up and down everywhere, it must come back to the table of the Nigerian police. It must come back to their table. It must come back to their table. I have been asking the Nigerian police, did you authorize Yomi Fabiyi? Did you release police officers to go with Yomi Fabiyi with a court order to go into MOHBAD's house? Which court did you apply for that order to? Why is it that a house that you did not officially label or declare the crime scene, why does that house, that scene require a court order? And also, who can apply for court order to visit a crime scene? Is it one shenanigan, one failed artist? That's your responsibility, Nigerian police. That's your responsibility. No Tom, Dick, and Harry can say they go before the court. What is your own in the matter that you go before a honorable court and say, I hereby apply for you to give me an order to go and see MOHBAD's house? Who does that? A house that has not been declared, that has not been taped and declared a no-go area, a crime scene. On what basis would any citizen go to court and say, I need a court order? Nigerian police, you knew this, you did nothing. You did nothing. You didn't caution him. When you kept quiet, he went further and lied to the whole world that he saw Wunmi has been issued a warrant of arrest. You kept quiet. You said nothing because of your corrupt nature. Iyabo Ojo made a fool of all of you, the entire police department. She made a fool of you all by diverting your attention and said, no, it's that way. Don't look this way, look that way. And all of you went there, wasted taxpayers' money. to go and arrest and detain innocent people. People that have no direct connection with what happened in that house. Again, your failure. Your failure. Just as you couldn't hold Yomi Fabi to account, you couldn't hold him and tell him that you don't lie against the Nigerian police. You don't do such a thing. You couldn't hold him accountable. Same way you wanted to let Yabo Ojo go, if not for the VDM that is holding her accountable now. If not for VDM, you will have just gone to that Abuja conference inside one room with all your officers and their ranks, just looking with their hands and their back, just looking at Yabo Ojo. After she disgraced all of you, she messed up all of you and turned you into yeye police people. And so everything, when we talk it up, down, center, everywhere, it comes back to the police. So while we are talking about it, while we are doing the DNA, while the court cases are the police, they are the one. And so I want to thank every one of you, Mommy Yeti, Yo, Mommy G Babe, Mommy Lizia, Mommy Arike, Mommy Omoedo, everybody. Thank you for still being here. That's a lot of stamina. It's a lot of courage. It's a lot of conviction that truth must always prevail. When you know the truth, stand by it, irrespective of whatever happens. Stand by it and keep standing. And keep standing. It is the truth and the fact of this case, the facts, the truth, and all the details that is keeping us, irrespective of whatever happens, irrespective of whoever fall off the train, irrespective of whoever turned around, irrespective of whoever became anti-justice, irrespective of whoever now is abusing Baba or is against Aloba or is now supporting. It doesn't. You all have been phenomenal, in your resolution to keep standing by the truth, to keep speaking the truth. Whether Aloba make mistake, whether Muiwa misbehave, whether Eniyan Shoro, whether Shitu, the fact remains that you good people are still standing. You have not taken your eyes off of the truth, off of the facts. Your eyes is still fixed to what is right, what is just, and what is truth. And that is commendable. I just want to say thank you all. Thank you, everyone. And let us continue to fight on. Let us continue to pray for Joseph Aloba. That God.
At this stage here, Oshi Lanule will go to court, will embarrass the government police until the lawsuit do kini. And all of them are pèsè. Tó bá yẹ pé ìjọba yìí ò fẹ́ ṣe, ìjọba tó bá ṣe máa wà. Ká bọ́ sí ìjọba yìí máa ṣe. I get what I'm saying. Torí pé at the end of the day, they will be forced to say, now, tá bá lọ court, wọ́n á pàṣẹ pé lọ mú fóònù yẹn, ẹ mú kíní, ọ̀kẹ́ lọ ṣe phone forensic, kan ṣe analysis lórí iCloud MOHBAD, tó dẹ̀ máa gbé ogbó ẹ̀ jáde. Nígbà táwọn bá ti rò pé gbégbé ti rẹ̀ gbégbé, the justice will now prevail. And that is the hallmark of an NGO pursuing a case. Until me sign up to let me stand by what is right, use my voice and my platform. I am saying, no need social media. Social media is just to propagate. There are so many cases that NGOs pursue the social media. It's about the social media just for record purpose. Do you understand? So
okay, what you are always trying to do on your platform and to basically what you do, you fight for people's rights.
Exactly, people that are voiceless, that their rights are abused, and they need a voice.
People that are voiceless, that they cannot face the government. They cannot they are not boldly to say what's going on with them because of one or two things.
Or when they want to speak, they try to silence them. So as a human rights organization, when you look into the matter, you know, when governments, individuals, companies, when they fund that NGO, I want to turn the fund, turn the power, turn the connection. You know, we live in a society whereby people who abuse your rights are still abusing yourself and trample on your rights and threaten even your family.
Then you should be very careful. Then you should be very careful. If that is the case, I don't know that that's what you do, but since like you should be very careful with people around you, where you go, people you move with. You understand? So that's just it.
Only because you are very correct, but at the end of the day, you cannot continue to say you want to live in fear when what you want to fight against is the fear of silence, fear of abuse. Only imagine clean or rape obìnrin threatening. It's always giving heartache. Ẹlòmíì lu ìyàwó ẹ̀, á lù lálùbami, obìnrin ò ní lè sọ̀rọ̀. Ìyàwó mi á gún ọkọ ẹ̀ pa.
But tó bá rí irú yìí pé tó bá rí irú yìí tóun lè express ó mọ̀ pé èyí máa fóun ní backup nípa ìkọ̀kan ò ní ṣe òun.
As an NGO, because when the government fails to give you support, NGOs can give you support and force the government to do the right thing. Because most times, in a situation whereby people can bribe with impunity, ó máa ń rọrùn láti sọ pé hello, wá pàdé mi báyìí, kéèsì yẹn gbígbà báyìí, and it will take people that can stand firm. Irúbọ yìí wà ń sìn, àwọn ráyè pátápápá, ta ló pa Mohbad, níbo ló ti wá. The person involved should face the music. Kò sí nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ sentiment èèyàn kan lọ́mọ ẹ kú àwọn kan àwọn ráyè wúwo yẹn. Òfin sọ pé ẹni tó bá ti pààyàn, you should face the music and should kọ́pà àwọn náà ni. So when you are going to be faced with capital offense and capital punishment for taking somebody's life, you have to face it. So
bọ́dá Yomi, nowadays nsìn ṣé ẹni tó bá pààyàn àwọn gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì ti ń pa wọn àbí life imprisonment ni mo fún wọn. John pa wọn ni àbí.
Presently, one power Nigeria, that is the law as we have in Nigeria at the moment. Particularly, almost all the states, they want low capital punishment. I get what I'm saying? That particular one, death by hanging, death by firing squad, or whatever it is. I don't think there is any state yet. But they will only give life imprisonment. But in some countries, in like UK, once they abolish capital punishment, they don't do death by hanging again. They don't do that in UK. But in America, only few states will remove a law, abolish it. But we're still pushing. The human rights community, Amnesty International, and all of that are still pushing that they should stop, death penalty. Like I'm saying, capital offense, capital punishment is okay, but death penalty, death penalty is too harsh. Nítorí pé gbà mí, reason tí ẹ dẹ̀ fi rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé ẹlòmíì tó ní pé kó lọ yẹgi fún àbí tó ní kó lọ pa. Tí ìwádìí bá jáde later, ó máa ń ṣòkò ẹlòmíì gan jàre pé wọ́n parọ́ mọ́ ni. Tó bá ẹni tẹ́sí tí wọ́n pa yẹn kò sí bó ṣe fẹ́ rí àtúnṣe mọ́, àníbẹ̀ ni gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì máa bò pé kí lẹ fẹ́ lọ sí díẹ̀ fún wọ́n ti pa ẹni yẹn. They don't want the truth to be established, and any consequence to the society. You understand? Just take for instance, every case in MOHBAD, you see, some people were pushed as people. MOHBAD. Prime boy, who is a friend, one who look like want to play prime suspect. I am saying, and a lot of people would have been lynched or and the real murderer is out there. Because anybody talk about Zomo yẹn tẹ́lẹ̀. Because anybody talk about pé wọ́n ti any evidence pé kátẹ̀rẹ́ ọ̀kan nulẹ̀ yẹn kó bọ́ta sọ pé Wunmi o àti Mohbad jà o. Nobody came out to say it until an information came from somebody that there was a fight between Wunmi and Mohbad. To corroborate it, the driver said wọ́n jà láti show wọ́n jà dẹnu lépo fún lọ́rùn. That is an eyewitness that can be ẹ̀lẹ́yìn kúrò mọ́ láyé táyé máa fi parẹ́. So the bad joint story driver, more no shot here. We are getting to somewhere very important because the driver was on the social media, was on no DM TikTok, was on court ni. One jagiri de go full on pa. But other dioru, our metal rush jáde. Wọ́n ní káwọn kó sáré wá fi mọ́tò gbé àwọn lọ torí Mohbad again dalare. That is all we. That's the good testimony. But at the end of the day, some people are covering it up. What one is shot here, come on, lobe. The video here, on the kamawu. So that means it's the truth. Because Lagos State Police Command want to show on very one phone here. Want to carry full video here. Want to carry. Our commissioner here come down boni. That's why we reported to the president, and then it got to the police IG. And they are investigating the matter now. So nǹkan tí ó wà nìyẹn. So èèyàn lè má bẹ̀rù àwọn apààyàn. Ó ṣe rú àwọn yẹn. Ẹ̀yàn kan tó pa gan ṣọ́ọ̀tì yanjú ẹ̀ ni. Tí wọ́n ọmọ èèyàn tó dìrọ̀ mọ́rú èmi ni.
But I feel like since this is 2 years already, and no proof of any person pé bóyá ẹni tán ká lélẹ́yìn àbí ẹni tí
ó wà wọ́n ń dáwọ́ bò ní because aráàlú ò lè ṣe fúnra wọn kò ṣe pé àti gbé anybody ní wọn kọ́ jí wọn gbé kọ́ ń pọ̀ gbogbo wọn lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ní wàhálà àwọn tó máa ṣe yẹn pọ̀ tàbọ̀ tó bá ṣe ẹ lè gbé lọ court ẹ bá mú dání sọ́wọ́ kẹ gbà jáde á ní báwo lè ṣe rí then at the end of the day you still be charged for pé kílé tẹ lọ jíyàn gbé tẹ force ẹ kókó sòótọ́ so kọ́lọ́pàá ṣe iṣẹ́ wọn normal ni àti gbé ẹ̀kẹ́ lò ẹ̀kẹ́ mi lọ́ọ́ máa gbé ogun ẹ̀ tó máa mọ̀ lára kíákíá I get what I'm saying. But the police, some people are trying to use the police wrongly. Once of all, a dawo buse and a drote to payo.
Oh, from Brian, from what you've been investigating on your own destiny, trying to investigate Latin few years. If you pay suspects me.
Yeah, I have two persons according to what was, I have. There's an individual called Zomo. I am suspecting him heavily. And I'm suspecting the wife too. Omi. Like I'm saying, from the testimonies of people that have been there, that saw firsthand, and the old stories, lost traits. And the fact that she accused, the industry girls, or failed to provide evidence of those people. And these industry girls, that's why I not to one year our crew. How I repeat, there is a WhatsApp group to divert the public 250 million Nigerians today. So the fact remains that nurse it's looking like the nurse is just a phony, a false person to read. Nurse go collaborate and no lower treat MOHBAD. Nurse MOHBAD real life. So now 20 minutes story MOHBAD. Ó dẹ̀ kó àwọn abẹ́rẹ́ kan wá láti ilé ẹ̀. Àti ogun kan dẹ̀ kí bọnú bọ́dì MOHBAD dẹ̀ kú nọ́ọ̀sì yẹn dẹ̀ lọ lé ńjọ́ yẹn so dúró kọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ gbọ́ ẹni tó pọkọ ẹ kẹmu lọ sí police station doctor report ọlọ́ fún yín lọ́spítù bàbá ọkọ ẹ ní kò múlẹ̀ so when you look at all those trajectory it's enough to suspect her and that she's a serious person of interest in resolving the truth about what happened to MOHBAD and then if I send the message pé ó bàjá ó ti MOHBAD ó larí mọ́lẹ̀. She didn't allow that to be investigated. She didn't even submit herself for investigation. That's another ground to suspect that I'm going to be picking you. And that particular individual, Zomoye. So two of them are my own serious person of interest. Anybody, but the two persons that it must be properly investigated, and I suspect them 101%. And that truth will be established very soon.
So, who is the second person here? You said the wife.
MOHBAD, one penny Zomo. I get what I'm saying. So one of the credible eyewitness, Adrai, confirmed that yes, he's the top person in the video. Or the top person. And I told me and my butter, Professor, yes, I want a video here. One ton video yet to pay. But she ain't got no one hour gas. Ìyàwó ní MOHBAD ló ń rìkọ́dù jà tó ń bá Zomo yẹn jà Zomo yẹn ní níbo òun kọ́ ló ń bá jà o ọkọ ẹ̀ ló ń bá jà o mọ́ ọbẹ̀ méjì dání o dẹ̀ sọ fún un pé o máa gún òun kó má rò bóun tó lóun jẹ́ military person fídíò yẹn òun lọ pé ẹjẹ́ àárí wọn ò fẹ́ jẹ́ kárí but they are saying it's an old video kò ṣèjọ́ yẹn ok ìgbà Mẹ́túsẹ́là ni o ìgbà Ọbásanjọ́ ni o ìgbà Tinubu ni ẹjẹ́ àfojúrí so that's all this already placed the wife, like I'm saying, so in a serious precarious situation of being a serious suspect, Mufurasi. So, and that's just it.
Me, I found, yeah, ó ti yé mi, but èmi believe pé this is issue of a thing is like is more than is even more than what you expect because àwọn nǹkan tí wọ́n ṣe gbogbo ohun lẹ́yìn mọ̀ tán everything is not really clear to you too.
mi lè mọ gbogbo ẹ̀ tán there is no way.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni èmi mọ gbogbo ẹ̀ tán some wọ́n lè cover ẹ̀ o àwọn kan lè má cover ẹ̀ o but èmi believe pé if truth tí òótọ́ bá fẹ́ happen òótọ́ máa happen but gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí everybody go to step back everybody don step back pé wọ́n àwọn ọjọ́ mọ̀ àwọn àti family wọn.
My dear, that's the way it should be, and that is why as you're growing up, if you want to make sure that you see this country work well, you need to join non-governmental organizations, charity organizations of your area of interest, so that dream tí wọ́n ní fún Nigeria, o máa join a group of people tẹ́ bá máa ṣe nǹkan voluntarily láti kín ìjọba lọ́wọ́ láti kín wọn lẹ́yìn. So when it comes to a case like this, so at this stage, that crowd at Ibere, you can't find them. It will only be left with few people of interest. Some of them pursue law on behalf of the public. But people are not raised with this idea. Parents are not grooming their children to contribute into things like this. Difficult. So you yourself find time to join to wow picture pẹ̀lú ẹ wá o volunteer orí NGO kan tó ń ṣe nǹkan tó fẹ́ o dẹ̀ ń volunteer tó bá ní kọ́ nídìí bóyá ọkọ̀ báyìí pé lóṣooṣù máa donate 1,000 naira so that when cases come up kò sígbà tí case bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ lẹ́sẹ̀ máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí lọ́ máa nídìí owó tó bá nídìí volunteering kò sígbà tó bá ṣe fẹ́ ṣe case kan wọ́n ṣe máa nídìí ẹni tó máa tẹ̀lé wọn lọ ṣe rally lọ ṣe protest you are already a member and you are on the database. They will just contact you, and then when you know beforehand, you create your time, you are now a figure and a voice in that particular idea. You do one thing, to maybe kilo like, kilo contribute, you see. Say human rights ni, say child protection ni, say organization against rape ni of a woman, say supporting Nigerian police servicemen, say tó bá join because báwo ni lu ṣe fẹ́ gbòòrò.
Ṣé ló kọ bẹ́ẹ̀ máa ń wà ni?
Ó máa ń wà.
Èmi ò mọ.
Kúrò èyí tẹ wà tó yẹ pé ń wà wájú kìíní báyìí ó ti mọ̀ pé time báyìí tó bá di ó ti máa send message sí ẹ pé please o bóyá wọ́n fẹ́ sign petition online ni wà bá wọn sign tó bá yẹ pé wọ́n need volunteer wọ́n kọ́ lówó wọ́n ní irú bóyá ṣe protest bẹ́ẹ̀ tí ó bá ṣe solo protest tó bá yẹ pé wọ́n ní kọ́ àmẹ́ ó ti mọ̀ pé time báyìí ni ó ti ráṣọ you get your souvenir you are there to say we want just many eri. But believe no NGO yẹn o de ti kan ko ton so you will come there you lend your voice ejo ni NGO yẹn so
what's the full meaning of NGO?
Non-governmental organization.
Non-governmental.
Àwọn kini kan governor chairman senator àwọn any government organization. So what we do just like bí senator bó ṣe máa jà fún èèyàn náà lèmi náà ṣe ń jà fún bí bó ṣe yẹ kí senator ẹni tó ń dìbò fún kó máa jà fún Mohbad náà ni èmi ṣe ń jà fún Mohbad but èmi wọn dìbò fún mi.
That's NGO.
Exactly. So non-governmental organization àwọn yẹn so ó lójú àwọn idea kan wà ní society like I'm saying do you understand so they represent key pillar in the society.
Okay.
When it comes to women affairs, you know there is a ministry, there is a public institution to look into the affairs of women. So tell you about join NGO on women affairs. We are Association of Women Ideology, Association of Kiriko. Like I'm saying. So when you see that, you understand that okay, so when senators, House of Reps that belong to the government organization or government institution company, National Assembly, like I'm saying, that is the legislative arm of government. And when then people can look into the affairs of what they do, and most times NGOs no man prepare, no man bring ideas, no man promote laws, no man call rule of buy, and can to be one luai, call it the key luboro, otoro. So don't just sit on social media alone and play games and play games. You see, when your boyfriend, I call a boyfriend there, your kiss, and Ryan, I play game in content in Nigeria.
Lára yín. So kí lẹ́yìn fi pé àwọn tó jẹ́ ti tóbìnrin téèyàn lè fi máa support Nigeria ní èwo lèmi lè join, èwo ni mo lè join.
You can join because I don't know, should be more?
No, I'm still single. No married, no kid.
So you intend to have a child. So tó bá wò pé bóyá tó bá wo orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà tó bá rí pé ẹ wọ àwọn ọmọ ìkéré tó tí àwọn ọmọ ìkéré gbogbo ọmọ ìlú yóò ṣe ní direct access to education, free education, because when children have access to free education, a team invest lórí leaders of tomorrow nìyẹn.
Okay.
So tó bá wò pé ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣòfin now kò sẹ́nibọ̀dì tó gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ kí ọmọ ìkéré kan wà nílé kó má lọ school, then wàá wá NGO tó sọ pé bóyá NGO yẹn sọ pé children for or education for all children, education for all children foundation, education for all children foundation, you find that to join. Do you understand? tó bá dẹ̀ kó wò pé tó bá ọmọ à ń rape àwọn obìnrin, particularly young girls, and you don't like it, and you realize that they don't have much information, àwọn ọmọ yẹn máa ń bẹ̀rù àti sọ̀rọ̀ because they don't have much protection. Like wàá join like minds. Okay, protection, this way engineers are protection for young or girl child, or voice for the girl child. tó bá set up help tó bá join ẹ máa dá owó wọ́n lè dáhùn fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan kan bóyá wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe ìwé tó máa send lọ sí gbogbo secondary school, or wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe short video to máa educate àwọn ọmọ obìnrin how to cover themselves, to protect themselves, or to avoid being raped. tó bá náà fẹ́ ṣerú video yẹn, because an NGO is there to join. tó bá ti ní support fẹ́ ṣe, they will be able to have fund to do such videos tó máa bọ́ sórí social media. tó bá náà fẹ́ ṣe rally wọ́n sáwọn schools wàá create time wàá join wọn, then you are already contributing to national growth and nation building. wàá rí pé wọ́n fúnra ẹ̀ gan to commit crime or be where they are committing crime ó máa le, because nífẹ̀ẹ́ nǹkan tó máa stain orúkọ ẹ̀. I get saying you have more knowledge. So and that way it would now inform the kind of ọkùnrin tó tẹ́ fẹ́ súnmọ́ ẹ̀ gan. wàá wo ó máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí gbé yan yẹ̀wò gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ education o need a university degree. Your mindset towards contributing your quota to the development of a country òun ló matter. So kí ni ìwọ like láti pé o fẹ́ kó máa ṣiṣẹ́ dáadáa ń lu yìí tó mọ̀ kó ń wọ̀ ẹ̀ kó jọ tó fẹ́ wish láti join ìyẹn ló máa wá NGO yẹn lọ.
But nǹkan tẹ́mi feel like pé àwọn tí wọ́n máa ń bully àwọn èèyàn yẹn, bully, like say no to bully, kí ọkùnrin máa bully obìnrin, like what you don't know about her, you are saying it, and do o wá parọ́ pé o bá sùn. àwọn tó yẹ pé tó máa ń jẹ́ kí obìnrin wà depressed nítorí pé òun ò lágbára tóun máa fi mú ọkùnrin yìí, ó dẹ̀ ṣe nǹkan tó ìfowópamọ́ pé obìnrin yẹn ó lè commit crime wípé ó ti bà reputation òun jẹ́. So something about that bully fún láti àwọn ọkùnrin, we should stop doing.
So what you would need to do is you now realize that we still lack so many viable NGOs. Not look at that. If you Google, I'm saying, you look for just say organization against bullying in Nigeria, NGOs on bullying in Nigeria. To Google it, you see what is around me or around Abuja. So you're able to send a message to them if you want to join. So when you join them, all you want to do is to lend your voice that these things are not good. Bullying women, bullying is in different form. Even kéèyàn tó ní bóyá deformity kan kò bu bóyá olóbìnrin kan tẹ́sẹ̀ ń dùn àbò ọkùnrin kan bóyá orí ẹ̀kọ́ tóbi ju ara ẹ̀ lọ ó wá sọ pé eléyìí, all those things are bullying. You understand? Irú kéèyàn rí ọ̀kan sí irú àwọn tó máa ń bó èmi tó máa ní mo nídìí yẹn, like I'm saying, wọ́n ń bully mi náà ni ó yẹ wọ́n á fi dìbò mi. So gbogbo àwọn kan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn.
Ìdí yẹn ò ṣe bully ní normal.
Kò normal. Dóò kò yẹ kó
na ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ náà nídìí ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ nídìí. tó bá búyàn níbu tó bá yẹ kó fi bú ẹ ká fi derogatorily èbú náà is unbody shame ló ń pè is bullying. Kò sẹ́ni tó lọ ń dá pé kò yẹ bọ̀ kókó bẹ̀ ni pé
if you're going to be looking at no, it's important because ẹlòmíà bí wọn ń sìn bóyá gbà tó bí ọmọ ẹ̀. I am saying, just like you're stuttering, it's wrong for anybody to use it to abuse you. Because
Yes.
you never created yourself that way. It's wrong for anybody. Bóyá o wá rí ọkàn tó yẹ pé bóyá àfin ni, o wá bú pé báwo lè dàbí kìnìún báyìí, no, don't do that. Or rí ọkàn tó yẹ pé bóyá ó kọ̀ nírun, bóyá ètò náà obìnrin kan nírun tó yẹ kó kọ̀ lọ nírun gbọ̀n bí ó yẹ. You know, what you know that it's not in kò ń ṣe nǹkan tẹ́ni yẹn. That person is living with it and all accept it as don't use it to so you can join
Me find this now. Can link me up more. And tell me ó máa wà perfect for me. Tó jẹ́ NGO yẹn.
no
Ó máa wà perfect.
what's something about you have to Google on your phone say NGO against bullying
Around me.
tó bá ti rí
Okay.
the internet will advantage internet nìyẹn okay ìyẹn ò ń ṣe social media internet nìyẹn so internet máa gbé ẹ lọ tó bá rí wọn o lè wá rí social media account wọn can contact them.
Mi ìfẹ́ lọ sọ́dọ̀ ṣé mo lè join NGO tọ̀dọ̀ yín?
Yeah, you can break the silence foundation.
Your own NGO, what do you do? Like what did you like báwo lẹ́yìn ṣe impact wo lẹ́yìn take nínú community kí lẹ base lé lórí gangan nǹkan tẹ́ ń ṣe fún Nàìjíríà.
Okay, what we are into is human rights, and human rights is the overall. All other rights are subsets of human rights. There is women rights, there is child rights, there is animal rights, there is gay rights, there is, the rights of police, every right, even right of defendants. As we are now, we can go to prison and it's one look we can defend the person, provided the right of the person has been trampled upon. A lot of people do not understand. Even the Baba Ijesha himself could not understand what we are fighting for. So because it's when right to fair trial is very important. Right to bail is important. Because see, yes, if you call it on any right. Go ahead.
Not only lawyers can defend you. Not only lawyers can defend you. NGO too. On ṣiṣẹ́ bí a defendant àbí.
The point is when it gets to the court of law, the only person that is allowed to stand in defense of anybody is a lawyer. But when there are so many processes that NGOs can take before the lawyer intervenes, and even when the lawyer intervenes, NGOs can use the lawyer to say, we are fighting in social place, because sometimes ADR, alternate dispute resolution, I am saying, in me, only get case be wa NGO kolo lawyer kolo ma gbé lọ court NGO ma make sure pé ìjọba wọ́n ṣe ohun tó tọ́ àti tó yẹ kó lè gbónítàn lọ court irú case MOHBAD nsìn lawyer àkọ́kọ́ ò lè gbé case yẹn lọ court ìjọba ló ma gbé lọ court.
Yeah, so many discrepancies here and there. The hula ballo about nothing. Now there are certain utterances of Yomi Fabi that certain people are questioning. And it is not a bad thing to question. It is not a bad thing to want to know. It is not a bad thing to want clarification. But what is not acceptable is for one to try to distort or to ridicule or to make weak or to try to step in between and create chaos. It is not a good thing to create chaos for something that needs and requires progress. So on Justice for MOHBAD, we stand, and that's basically what it is, Justice for MOHBAD. Our guest said that MOHBAD's father should be supported by all means, and that the DNA is the germane, the important that needs attention at this time, and that nobody should blame MOHBAD's father. Then he took several swipes at Yomi Fabi. He said, how dare you? Who gave you the right? What impetus? How did you come about it? Claiming that you went to the Federal Capital Territory and that you went to Federal Capital Territory and your action at the Federal Capital Territory is the reason why MOHBAD's father was called upon, was invited to Abuja, trying to take the glory of someone else's work for himself. Now, unless it is after Mohbad's father went to the Federal Capital Territory to see the Nigerian police over there, unless it is after, then we can say maybe a little of it is not directly connected to Yomi Fabi. The truth of the matter is that the official part of it, to an extent, apart from going to the court and all of that, let me use a better expression, the protest and campaign has been done by Yomi Fabi and those that are with him. It has been done. He's the one that convened this press conference. He's the one that convened some of these, and we expect this part of it, not just I mean, come on, not just people gathering at the inquest at the gate. That's not all. That is not all that is needed. No, not at all. So for me, I believe strongly, very much strongly, that justice for Mohbad can be gotten, and it will be gotten. And all of the talk about supporting Mohbad's father is not a bad thing, as long as Mohbad's father can prove character. I have tried to connect character of Mr. Loba to justice for Mohbad, because most people ask, how does that have anything to do with the demise of Mohbad? Is that the justice we are asking for? If we kind of compare and contrast, we can as well say that the justice that we are asking for has nothing to do with the transformer characteristics of Cynthia. Now, some might be quick to say, hey, is Mohbad's father present in Mohbad's house when he passed away? Was he at the show? And how is it that he can run alive his son? Yeah, I do understand that part of it, that Cynthia is one of the prime suspects in this terrible event. Terrible, very terrible. She is, of course. But do not forget that there are some information that dropped about when Mohbad passed away, when Mohbad's father got wind of it, who called Mohbad's father to inform him, and how comfortable he was to sit back and wait for Mohbad's mother to call him. That part of it is not clear to a lot of people. They just cannot understand how. What will make him sit down, relax, and wait till that call comes through from Mohbad's mother? Is he not supposed to be the head of the family? And more so, is Mohbad not your son? I've asked that several times. Now, Mohbad's father has his own fans, at least for now. People who are loyalists, who are loyal to him, like our guests, encouraging people to stand firm. And we still have people who are like, no, don't encourage us to stand firm for rubbish. Let us call him out. If there are character flaw, let us reprimand him. He seems to be a stubborn man, and he likened it to his ethnic group, where he's from, that we are very stubborn and strong-headed people, you know, like that. We are strong-headed people. How does that have to do with justice for Mohbad? You might still ask. When inconsistency, lies, manipulation, public lie, then you might want to ask, what the stories that this man has been putting out there, even if it is consistent, repeating it regularly does not make it true. Are we sure that there are no lies? Are we sure that there are some, that it doesn't have some hidden, and it's just telling the public what it feels and things like this is what the public should consume? Very important. Very important, because till date, we've not been allowed. And people have asked, if Yomi Fabi is chasing CCTV, why is it that Mohbad's father did not think about CCTV? Some might be like, let it be. How can you be saying, what if? You know, people are very quick to give excuses. So let us say he didn't think of it. When he started hearing about CCTV, did he make a move himself? So therefore, majority of what we've been working on Justice for Mohbad is hearsay and witness account, like the driver that drove them from the show back home, witness account. The clearer the father, what does that mean? The father the person is from Mohbad, the clearer the driver has nothing to do with them, is far off from them. His own testimony was so elaborate and clear. So people are asking, how are we sure that all that Mohbad's father is saying, even though it's consistent, it is true? Because that's to do with character. Then the part of him threesoming some women and all of those things, some are like, is he not supposed to focus on justice? How come he doesn't have that? How come he's so easily tempted? How is it even easy for him to be knocking different women? Let's say his wife, okay. But then who knows? There are people who have ways of, they have ways of relieving themselves of tension. Some do it in the purpose of a woman. Some do it drinking alcohol, like, let me just drink and just enjoy my physical pleasure thing, and that's that. It could be. Maybe that's his own way of relieving himself of pressure. But it's fine. He can do whatever he wants to do, as long as consistency in truth, which some have established as a little bit doubtful. So Mohbad's father might still come to the public to say one or two things, or he might just decide to stay off the public. After the audio recording got released, a picture of Mohbad's father laying down in a clinic somewhere or in a room somewhere and being administered some injection. The nurse held the injection and they took a picture of it. Now that is a message sent to the public that Mohbad's father is sick. He's still looking for our sympathy. Mohbad's father is looking for our sympathy. After his lawyer told him not to worry about the public anymore, you don't need their help anymore. Let us focus on getting your son's reality. You will get a share either way. If Mohbad is your son, the little boy called Liam, if he's your grandson or not, you will still get something. And they said there is 13 million, or is it 8 million, that the lawyer expects to be paid. So now Mohbad's father has gone to the hospital to say he's sick, that he has is it palpitation? Oh my God, it's so funny. Now Yomi Fabi is explaining his own stand and the drive, the vision he has for justice for Mohbad. You heard what the other man said, our guest, what he said about Yomi Fabi, that Yomi Fabi is just pretentious, pretending to be the one that created a storm in a teacup that prompted Mohbad's father to be invited to the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, to visit the Nigerian police to tell them what he wants. He said no. Some are saying no, it is Mohbad's father's lawyer, the same Sanshitu that they said should be kicked away. He is the one that did the work. He's the one that wrote, and what he wrote is what prompted the police to invite Mohbad's father to come and explain himself and tell what he wants. So what are you guys saying? Blah blah blah. So it's about who is efficient and who is not efficient. So it's a competition. If the lawyer is not working, the lawyer is working. Let's get Sanshitu out. Let's keep Sanshitu. Let us bring in Bankole and Smith. No, Yomi Fabi is a criminal. He's not a thief. Oh, he's a robber. No, he's not armed robber. He should not be the one. How can he be sleeping on the street, on the road? Is it your son that passed away? You begin to hear several. It's a crazy. It shows lack of understanding. It shows that many people, doesn't matter even if they are domiciled abroad. Once it has to do with Nigeria, once it has to do with where they are from, all of a sudden they suspend their thinking. They all of a sudden they begin to ask foolish questions. he begin to say things that don't make sense. Yomi Fabi is doing his own part. Yes, he was trying to draw the public to himself, asking the donation to come to him so that he can do this justice without emotion attached to it, without any lies or manipulation. But the thing is, anybody can be bought, anyone can be manipulated. So it's not a crime to have the searchlight on Yomi Fabi the same way on Mohbad's father. Everybody is a suspect. Anyone around Mohbad, family member, they are all suspect. It's as simple as that.